Hey everyone, welcome to Lifting Explained. Now today, instead of doing a new segment or review like I normally do, what I want to do was show you guys a home workout that you can do now that the coronavirus is closing a lot of people's gyms, including mine, for the next 2 weeks. Now, one thing I want to mention is working out is not absolutely necessary. You're not going to lose your gains over a 2-week period. There's even a study out of Baylor University that shows no loss in strength or muscle mass after 2 weeks. So don't sweat it if you aren't able to work out for a little bit. In fact, there's some of you who would benefit from a deload or completely detraining for a week or two, especially if you have been training non-stop every week for a few years now, or even just a few months. Having said that, if you do want to work out, I'm going to lay out a simple plan for you to follow. First, in terms of equipment, I recommend getting a pack of resistance bands, and the plan I'm going to show you will utilize them. These are great to have not only for working out at home, but also to have in your gym bag in general. They can be used for dynamic stretching when warming up, and also part of your main training session. They can also be easily anchored around a lot of places in the house. You can find them on Amazon for only about 35 bucks and have them in just a couple of days. I'll link to these down in the description below. Now onto the plan itself. It will be a 3-day total body split on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's your choice, whichever one you want to do. First, make sure you warm up by doing a light jog for 5 to 10 minutes, followed by various dynamic stretches, including leg swings, high knees, and shoulder dislocations with the band, and other similar exercises. Now in the plan, you can see that there's A1, A2, B1, B2, and so on. This means that each group is a superset. So you do the first set for A1, then immediately do the first set for A2, rest for 60 seconds, then repeat that superset. Rest and repeat it a third time. You then rest for a minute or two and then go on to the next group, B1 and B2, and repeat the same process. The number of sets and reps is shown for each exercise. Make sure to take note of that. Also note that we are following a push-pull pattern where groups A and C are push exercises, with group A being quad dominant and group C being chest, shoulder, and tricep dominant, while group B and D are pull exercises, group B being hamstring and glute dominant, and group D being back and bicep dominant. Onto the exercises themselves. Now, day 1, first exercise is the Goblet Squat. Make sure you push your knees out and hips back and go down till your elbows reach your knees, while also keeping your chest up. Then immediately go into box jumps, which in this case could be a couple of stairs or a couch. You want the height to be so that you're not raising your knees above your hips. And you also want to make sure that you land softly. If you use stairs for this, only jump to the second or third stair, not any higher. And be careful. I want you to be safe doing these exercises. Group B then starts with hamstring curls. This can be done on a hardwood or similar surface with towels beneath your feet. Begin with your legs straight and hips off the floor. Bring your heels towards your glutes and then return. Follow this up with single leg hip thrusts, which can be done against a couch. Make sure to keep your chin tucked forward and concentrate on contracting your glutes as hard as you can at the top. For beginners, complete the exercise with both legs together. Now going on to group C, which involves 2 types of push-ups. The first is your standard push-up, which can be completed on your knees if you're a beginner, and then followed by explosive push-ups where you launch yourself off the ground. Do not clap your hands while doing these. That just increases the risk of injury to your wrist. Just keep your hands in place. Again, this can be done while on your knees as well, or on an incline against a couch for beginners. Now on to group D, which starts with a pull-up. If you have a bar or a place to grab onto at home that will support your weight, then use that. For example, here I am in the basement using a metal beam When doing pull-ups, make sure you start the movement at the shoulder, meaning squeeze your shoulder blades together first and raise yourself by shrugging. Then complete the rest of the movement. Follow this up with face pulls using the band, where you literally pull the band towards your face. Keep your elbows up and squeeze your shoulder blades together at the beginning. Now on to day 2. For group A, begin with a reverse lunge, keeping your chest up and bringing your back knee as far down as you can. And then superset that with jump squats, making sure to land softly after each jump. Group B then begins with a single leg RDL. Keep your standing leg slightly bent at the knee, push your hips back first, back straight, and your training leg straight as well. The movement is in the hips, where you are completing a hinge pattern at the joint. Follow this up with Nordic hamstring curls. To do this, place a bunch of cushions or pillows or something heavy on the back of your legs and ankles, or in my case here, I'm anchoring underneath the couch, and then lower yourself towards the floor as slowly and for as long as you can. If you reach a point where you can't control the descent any longer, then simply catch yourself on the floor in front. When you reach the floor, press off hard to get back to the top. This can also be done with a partner behind you holding your ankles down. Group C involves a decline push-up that can be done on your couch or chair to get your upper chest. The lower the couch or chair, the easier the movement becomes. You can also do this with your feet against the wall if you prefer, and lower your feet down the wall to make it easier. Follow this up with tricep extensions using your body weight, and do this on your knees if a beginner. For group D, you're going to complete single arm rows using a band where your knees are slightly bent and you squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then perform band pull-aparts after that. Keep your arms straight and your elbows up. Pull the band until it reaches your chest, and then return to the starting position in a controlled manner. And finally, day 3. Group A starts with a split squat variation where your back foot is flat against a wall or door. Bring your front leg forward so that when you lower down, your knee remains over the ankle. Keep your back foot flat against the wall during the entire movement. Do not let it come forward off the wall. This is a tough enough exercise even without any weight added. I learned this one from Dr. Pat Davidson, a strength coach and biomechanics expert. For beginners, simple lunges can be done instead. This is supersetted with broad jumps. Launch yourself forward as far as you can go, and with an emphasis on explosiveness, and land as softly as you can. Now Group B has you doing a band pull-through. Similar to the RDL, the movement is all in the hips, where you hinge at that joint. Keep your arms straight and pull the band through with your hips, not your arms. Keep your back straight and squeeze the glutes at the top. Next, immediately do a hip bridge. Keep your upper back against the ground to keep the pressure off your neck. Again, squeeze your glutes at the top. For Group C, begin with a lateral raise using the band where your elbow has a slight bend and you raise the band till shoulder height. The next part of the superset is a combo exercise. Start by raising the band like you're forming a Y with your body, meaning instead of raising your arms straight out in front, raise them at roughly 45 degrees from the body. Then complete the movement with a pull apart. And finally return to the beginning. Keep your arms straight throughout the whole movement. The final superset is completed with inverted rows, where you can have your legs completely straight or your feet flat on the floor to make it easier. And then finish up with band face pulls, the same exercise from day 1. As for abs, feel free to add an exercise or two after each workout. If you're a beginner, I have provided a few exercises with an easier variant, and where a band is used, the lightest band from the pack is the best choice. Also use body weight wherever possible, such as in the goblet squats or lunges, before starting to add any kind of weight. Each workout should also only take about 45 minutes, including the warm-up. Alright guys, so that's the plan. I'll keep it up on the screen here so you can screenshot it or write it down, and the full workout is down in the description as well. Hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, let me know down below. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you next time.